All right, today we are putting together our final research paper. So you need up on your Chromebook screen your final research paper document, which is this one. It's a template that I put on Google Classroom for you. Next, you should have your introduction, body paragraph number 1, body paragraph number 2, body paragraph number 3, conclusion paragraph, and finally your works cited page. We're going to start on the final research paper document. So to begin, you need to change a few things. First, make sure last name is your actual last name. Second, you're going to go to first name, last name, and type your actual first name, last name. Johnson is fine, leave that. English 11 is fine, leave that. The date is fine. Okay. Next, type in your title. You can do your topic. Connects to mass incarceration. So I had Fannie Lou Hamer connects to mass incarceration. Perfect. Then we're going to start typing here. Okay, so this is where we need to go back to the rest of our documents and just start copying and pasting everything into this final paper template. Okay, so we have to start with our introduction. The easiest way to do this is just to go step by step and copy and go to your final document and paste. Okay. Once we get everything onto this document, we will go through and we will edit everything. Okay. So we started with our attention getter. We're going to go to our preview. Same thing. Copy. Make sure your cursor is at the end of the sentence. There's a space and you paste. And finally, your thesis statement. Same thing, copy, space, paste, okay? Now, just so we know that we're moving on to our first body paragraph, we are going to press enter once. We're going to tab once so we know that this is a new paragraph, okay? I don't want to see this huge space here, okay? So again, you're at the end of your first sentence or your last sentence, enter once, tab once, okay? If you want to exit out of your introduction so you know that you've completed that, that will help. Okay, we're going to move on. So body paragraph number 1, you are going to again copy and paste everything that you have in the document, starting on the new line. Paste. Make sure there's a space, paste, and keep going. Okay, now that I have copy and pasted my entire body paragraph number 1, okay, you can see that its own paragraph. So there is an indent here to start, and then it goes on, and I end here. Okay, again, at the end of each paragraph, you are press enter once, tab once, and now you know this is where you are going to start body paragraph number 2. Okay, so again, I'm going to exit out of body paragraph number 1 because I know I've copied and pasted all of my information. And now I'm going to start on body paragraph number 2, starting with my topic sentence and going all the way to my conclusion. So again, I'm on that new line, so I know it's body paragraph number 2, and I'm going to copy and paste the information. Now that I'm done copying and pasting my second body paragraph, I notice that if I highlight even just part of it, the font size is off, but again, leave that until we're completely done and we'll format everything. Okay, so body paragraph number 2, notice you're already on page 3. The page numbers should continue on. At the end of body paragraph 2, again, press enter once, tab once, and then copy and paste body paragraph number 3. We're going to go to body paragraph number 2. We're done with this one, so we're going to exit out of that and then start on body paragraph number 3. Now that I'm done copying and pasting body paragraph number 3, 2 things I want to show you. So again, I'm noticing that I did this originally in font size 11. So again, we are going to wait till the end to change it to 12. Second thing, I noticed that one of my quotes, okay, is more than 3 sentences long. And so you have something called a block quote, okay? If you find that you have evidence that's more than 3 sentences long, you are going to format it as if it's a block quote. So you are going to put your cursor where the quote starts. You are going to press enter once. You are going to tab once and then twice and backspace 1 time. So you notice you have all of this space, but it lines up, okay? But it keeps going. And what you need to do is you need to find the end of the quote where you have your citation, okay? That's the end of the quote. So what we need to do is reformat the rest of the paper. So I'm going to put my cursor in front of the next sentence. I'm going to press enter. I'm going to press backspace. And then I'm going to tab 1 time. Okay? So now I know that it's a new paragraph. Okay, again, 1 more time because I notice I have another block quote. I'm going to put my cursor in front of the evidence. Again, enter once. I'm going to tab. Now this time it's already tabbed over once. Okay, so I only need to tab 1 more time, but I need to backspace as well. I need to find the end of this quote, which is down here. Okay, I put my cursor in front of the next sentence. In this case, I'm going to backspace, and it formats a little weird, so we're going to enter, backspace 1 more time, press tab so I know it's a new paragraph, and then we're going to put a space in between. So we're going to press enter, okay? We're going to go back up to make sure that there is space between this one as well. So we're at the end of this block quote. I'm going to put my cursor at the end and press enter. Okay, that's the only case where you need space in between your evidence and the next paragraph. Okay, so now there's space. So I'm going to go to the end now of my 3rd body paragraph. My cursor is at the end. I'm pressing enter. I'm going to backspace just to make sure that my formatting is correct, and I'm going to press tab. I'm going to exit out of my body paragraph number 3. Then all I have left is my conclusion and my works cited page. Okay, so again, we're starting to type here our conclusion. Okay, my conclusion is done. Okay, we're at the end of the paragraph here. I'm going to go up to my conclusion. I can exit out of that. Finally, we have our works cited page. Okay, now instead of just entering to the next line, we need to make sure that our works cited page is on its own separate page in the document. Okay, so right now we're on page 5. So we need to make sure that our cursor is at the end of the sentence. We're going to enter just in case. We go up to, I believe it is insert. Scroll down to break and then click on page break. Okay, this is going to bring you to a whole separate page. And so we are going to go to our works cited page. We only need it 1 time. You don't need it twice. So if you have it twice, just ignore the first. Make sure everything gets copied. Again, copy, paste, and voila. Okay, from here now, what we're going to do is we're going to scroll back up. Okay, we are going to highlight everything. Okay, so scroll through your entire document. And then we're going to check a few things. Times New Roman, we're going to re-click on that. We're going to click on the font size to make sure that everything is 12. We are going to go over here to line spacing and make sure everything is double spaced. We're also going to make sure our margins are all 1 inch. So you go to File, down to Page Setup, and they all should be 1. Click OK when you're done. Scroll back up through your entire document. Okay, double check that everything else is correct, but you want to make sure that each paragraph is indented. You want to make sure that your block quotes, are formatted correctly. So if you have anything over 3 sentences, a good rule of thumb is that you have a block quote, okay? So we format it as such. Make sure your page numbers are still advancing, and make sure your works cited page is on its own separate document, okay? We don't need page 7, So if you want to click on page 7 and backspace until you no longer have that, that helps. Once you're done, make sure you press submit in Turnitin in your Turnitin.com account.